All right. Got the volumes up. All right, we got the YouTube up. We got the post up. All right. I'm going to share this here in the Discord. Haifa's going to miss. Let's go. All right. So sharing the post here with all of y'all. So if y'all could please like, comment, share. Oops, I'm doubling up. Mute myself on YouTube. All right. Bet we're good. All right. Getting the Unreal Engine going. Cool. So, all right, got the post there. If y'all could, please share, like, comment, subscribe, do everything you possibly can. Blow that up. Let's get some more people in here so they can chit chat with us about the next lesson for today on materials. So go through that just in a moment here. We'll give it another moment for people to show up. And I got my file loading up here as well. All right, all right. Sweet. I got some people on YouTube as well. Very nice, very nice. All right. So this is going to be an interesting one. So we're going to talk about materials, and I promise to be as chill about it as I possibly could. you know, you know, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be a little bit more to consider. It's gonna be a little more technical looking, but I promise it won't be so bad. I swear to you. I swear to you. But
Yeah,
we'll
who did their homework?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Law did his homework. I think Law did too much homework. We need to stop that man at all costs. He cannot keep going like this. This is not healthy. Speaking about homework, why don't we take a look at what people had going here? Why don't we take a look at what people were doing? How's that? We'll start off with a little showcase here in the beginning. But, all right. The crowd's looking pretty good. Oh, we got Linkoid. We got a cat. We got a cool cat in the crowd, everybody. Give it up for the
Cat in the
coolest cats.
class.
The cat in the class. Yeah. All right, all right. All right, so I'm joined up here on stage with Spend, the one and only from the ApeCoin team, showing us some support, showing us some love from the blue side, from the ApeCoin side. How you doing today, fam? You doing all right?
GM, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to see, how texturizing, I don't even know if that's a word,
It is
just
now.
excited to dive into this. It is now. We're making new words here. But yeah, I know a lot of people have already dipped their toes in with last week's session, so really excited to see Law add some textures on his build, and see where we can land it after today's session. But yeah, just glad to be up here. Thank you so much for hosting both you, Tropical, and Angie. It's been a great kickoff, and this is invaluable to the community. So if they are tapped in, they're tapped out. But yeah, glad to be here. Glad to kick this off.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Law texturize his build, but we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. I'm a little nervous, but this is gonna be good. Yeah, I agree with you. People are locked in, and this is something good for the community. That's for sure. They're gonna get a lot out of this, and it's gonna be good for pushing their builds even further. So that's what it's all about. Yeah, I'm also joined here with the one and only my co-host and partner in crime, Angie. How are you, Angie? Say hello.
Hello, I'm good. I have to saved the server a bit. A lot of bots want to try to join, but
Oh.
no, they are not invited to the class. Oh, good. I have everything under control. Ignore the fire in the background.
There you go. Banhammer is in action. No funny business, folks. Yeah, we got the link going out to the Discord. So if you see any funny business, please tag Angie. She is Banhammer is active. She's on top of this thing, so she will let it be known. Bots are not invited. But yeah, if you see any funny
Yes.
business, let us know, and we will take care of it. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so yeah, there you go, Lincoln. Yeah, that's Angie in action right there. Get him, get him. All right, so today's class is all about materials, right? So we're gonna basically just break down how to create a material, how to create a variety of them. Like I said, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. We're just gonna do materials inside of Unreal Engine. We will take a moment to use image textures, which everyone here will be able to get access to as well. I do have a site where you can download that from. So I'll put the link in the chat. Don't click on any other links besides mine. So I will point you in the right direction. But yeah, we'll talk about master materials. We'll talk about material instances, and we'll talk about material IDs at the end. Essentially, I think everybody wants to bring in their, avatar into Unreal more than likely. And so, to do that and rebuild the materials on it is a bit of a task and can be a thing, to deal with. So if you ever try to bring in an avatar or an asset from the outside, it might come in a little broken, might come in messed up. So I can show you how to rebuild stuff with the information that comes with the file. So, all right, so materials. We'll create a variety of material textures. We'll mess with master materials and material instances. And then we'll talk about material IDs a little bit, just so you can understand what they are. So not to get too far into that, but just so you know, a 3D model can have, different materials. And so one object can have multiple materials, and we'll explain that a little bit at the end. So if you were here for the first game dev camp, you have congratulations, badge 1. We are in the talks with Frosties. I know there was a few people who still might need a badge because they did, watch the video. They did do some work. So we see you, we got you. But after this, yeah, no more. Sorry. And you really want to collect those badge. We're creating some. You'll get some ApeCoin with the badge. You'll get a chance at another deed with the badge. So come on, people, show up. You want to be a part of this, because if you are, you get the chance for the other deed. You get some ApeCoin as a prize. So thank you to Angie for handling the badge situation. If you want to give some words on it, you definitely can. I know you've been dealing with it quite a bit. So how are you feeling about the badge situation here?
Yes, I don't know if it was that clear at the first class, but yeah, it's important to have every badge to get the other deed. If you not have every 4 badges, yeah, you are cooked for the other deed. But you can get ApeCoin with every badge. We will raffle 50 dollars, not ape, yeah, dollars. And yeah, at the end there is still the contest where you also can win a lot of ApeCoin. Yeah.
Bam.
We try to open the first class badge again, but we cannot promise anything.
Yeah, we see though. We're trying. So we did have oh yeah, there you go. Frosty said, "I can promise." Let's go. Let's go.
No, Frosties.
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
help. Yeah, thanks for the help, brother. Yeah, we set a time limit. Should I open now? Let's could we do that? Could we get
Yes.
let's do it now, Frosties, if you're available. We don't want to annoy you, but if you could open it, we can get the last few people who need to claim it. I do see one of them here in the chat below who needed it, so we can. I see two people here. Yeah, yeah, I see them. I see them. I think Angie's on top and aware of who needed them, so we can send them a DM. And Kokai with the nerdy glasses, little nerd face.
Mm,
So
I would say it here. So because here are also some people who didn't claim it yet,
okay, that's fair.
I would say it here, and then they can claim it, and at the end we can raffle it.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll do the second badge as well here in a little bit. So yeah, let's get the final people here. Shout out to everybody. Let's give some love to Frosties, please. OS Wiki on top. My
Yes.
goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, we got an amazing place for communities. Honeybee, is that you in real time? Oh, get cute. Look how cute. With the iMac. Look at you. I like them headphones. He's getting that surround sound. Those things are huge. Yeah, open till midnight. Okay, cool. That'll work, Frosties. Appreciate you, fam.
Thank
Woo.
you.
Let's do it. I want to give a quick shout out here to Lost. I know he might be busy, but I want to give him a chance to say hello if Lost is around. But you do your thing. You can chime in at any point, any time.
I'm here. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm looking forward to see what the students will come forward with out of the second class session today. The first session was incredible. I've been seeing a bunch of different posts. I even saw some posts today still from the first session. So I know today will be incredible. Yeah, thank you guys for hosting, and thanks everybody for joining.
Let's go. Yeah, appreciate it. Again, the support from ApeCoin has been amazing. They are on top of it. We appreciate them for amplifying this game dev camp, working with us on this, and providing the rewards that we're giving out today and the next days, getting that other deed into builders' hands. So, you know, that's how we wanted it. We wanted people who were participating here, you know, who were really cooking and you know, really putting in effort to be rewarded for their hard work. And another deed just made a lot of sense for that. So, you know, if you're building for other side, this is an amazing opportunity. So, you know, much love to the team for being here, showing up and showing us some love and supporting us throughout all this. So amazing. Yeah, when do we want to handle the badge situation? Angie, do you want to?
I would, yeah, the badge is open thanks to Frosties.
Yes.
I would say the code now and also type it in the chat. Please claim it because we don't open it again. It's over. When it's over then.
Yeah, especially for this one. So we're being generous. We want as many people, honestly, as possible to get in on this. We're not trying to, you know, close it out. It's been a week, you know what I mean? So we want people to get in on it as best as possible. So we want more people claiming the badge. We want more people trying to get in on the rewards. So it's for the best. You know, we want everyone to win something. So yeah, take advantage of this if you're here and you didn't get it last time. So here you go. This would be good for
Okay, I will
for all of
post
us.
it in the chat.
Let's do it.
The code is render unreal.
Beautiful.
Please claim it.
Yeah, let's give it a moment. Everybody savor the moment. Copy
Oh,
that
I
code.
also
And we need the
will post the link to the badge in the
there you go. Yeah.
chat. Okay, thank you, Frosties.
Yeah, claim as well. OS Wiki XYZ. Yeah, sazón. Savor the moment, sabor. Man, you know, wow. It's crazy what a little thing like that can just unlock a bunch of nostalgia. My mom would cook with those things all the time. Yo, that's crazy, dude. What the hell? Oh, sorry, I'm having a moment. I don't know if the YouTube can see this, but Honeybee just posted an image of a Sazón Goya freaking little, like, what is it, like some seasoning packet. I put it up on the screen. Oh, that's hilarious. For the Latinos out there, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Anyways, there's probably something equivalent in your part of the world, I'm sure, that unlocks some nostalgia. All right, so let's do a quick showcase. We're already sort of like about 20 minutes in. Yeah, tropical right now. Yeah, this is good. All right, so yeah, claim that badge, everybody. Claim that badge. It'll be
I
open.
got mine. It works. It's
Let's
working. Get your
go.
badge.
Oh.
Yay!
All right, Lost is chasing that other dude. I see. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Coming for
it's
that.
me. It's for me.
Let's
It's for
go.
me.
I know.
We
Yeah,
talked about
I
that.
claimed it too. So we're trying to get in on that other dude. Where to claim hip hop? Scroll up. Where to claim OS Wiki?
Render Unreal is the code
Yeah, and
on OS Wiki.
oswiki.xyz/claim. Help the gentleman out there, or gentle lady, hip hop, chulo, hip hop, help hip hop out. There we go. All right. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be showcasing these amazing builds from the community. Let's go, man. Haha. Hey, that's all. Okay, all good, hip hop. We gotcha. So yeah, let's. So we got this build from Oni. Look at this. We were just being silly, last class, and this man went above and beyond. Oh, Pamela D not working. Let's see. Render Unreal. Make sure there's no like space before or after. Meanwhile, we're checking out this build from Oni real quick. So the blue boxes have physics on them already, and he just took advantage of that and just kind of made a game out of it, and was smart with the physics on the boxes, and yeah, just made something. Yeah. Yeah, play crypto. It's for the first class, correct. So we'll give the code out for this class a little later. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the game here is just like, bringing the box all the way to the finish line. And, he just was imaginative, creative with what was there, and made an experience. Isn't that sick? That's nuts. That's so good. We got now we got Hannah, who did this sick build. Oh, let me control the volume here. So she's she's been cooking and building already. So she's got a little bit of advanced techniques going on, but hey, it's platforms. There's textures on them and materials, so that's what we'll kind of talk about today. But yeah, look at that. At the very end, you'll have some platforms with a texture on them as well. So look forward to something like this in the end. And yeah, collectibles is it's something we can get into a little later, but it's just fun. It just kind of shows you what's possible and what's capable. So shout out to Hannah. Very cool. Very similar though, right? So what everybody else was doing was, very similar to something like that. Let's see what else we got. I want to show this one from Otter. This was nuts. Otter was just going crazy. Otter is going to town. Look at that's insane.
I'm still claiming it, by the way.
Man, shout out to Otter. I love you guys. I love this community, but man, I gotta say, Otter is just such a positive guy. Like, he's genuinely just like such a pleasure to have in the community. And he fucking cooks. Like, every time I look over, he's fucking doing whatever we're doing. He's fucking doing it. Yeah. He's doing it too. He's one of us. I fucking love it.
Yep.
Love you, Otter.
100%. I appreciate the Otter. The Otter is always, showing up, showing love, like you said, and always participating and doing something, being active, and really super appreciate that about him. The man is he's got a lot of love, so we appreciate the Otter. Absolutely. So great work on your build, man. This is very creative, very fun. It's abstract. It's a work of art in its own. Honestly, when you look at it from a distance, it's quite beautiful. Like it's like a statue or something. Like a kinetic statue or something. All right, so we got Rado. My bad if I'm mispronouncing that, but this is fun. simple material here on the ground for a sort of lava effect. And then, just use the cones as like these little island platforms. Super creative. And, it has a cool look to it. Yeah, super awesome. This is what it's all about. Having fun with it. Keeping it real, keeping it simple, and, using what's in front of him to make an experience of his own. So super appreciate that. Love it, love it. We had one from Croc here. Yeah, this is crazy. Look at that. You don't want to fall in this one. Croc, what the hell,
No.
Croc? What the hell, Croc? Why are you killing us?
It's for a safe home.
Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is nuts. This is quite impressive. Really imaginative, dangerous.
Croc teeth is hilarious.
Look at that. What a cool view, right? From down low.
Yes.
Yeah, super cool, super fun.
This is giving me honeybee vibes. This seems like some shit honeybee will try to. Don't touch the tip of anything or you lose. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, seriously. I'm a little scared, to be honest. I'm a little nervous about moving to this one. I don't know, guys. Professor, pause. Pause on not the tip. 1,200 spikes. Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Oh my god.
1,200 tips.
No. All right, we got one more here to showcase, and then we'll get started with the class. I thought it'd be, me and Angie were looking through these, and we're like, man, this is like really fun, So, TJ had made oh, you know what? TJ posted another one. We did see this one that he did, but I know he posted another one just recently. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. So check this out,
I
everybody.
love the light.
Yeah. Pink, more pink. Can't
Yes.
have too much. Can't have too
Yeah,
much pink.
it's purple. It's purple. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
What's
more
like
purple than pink.
Purple pink, color, Looks good. Looks good. I ain't arguing.
Wow.
Yeah, this is cool, man. It's crazy how much you can do with blank, shapes and some light. Like if you think about it, there's no textures on anything right now. He's just using light, and he's painting with the light. So he's using different colors to do, shadows, to make the areas look different. Like, what's good game design is like, I know where I am by the look of things, right? So like the lower levels is all pink. The upper levels, one room is blue, one room is orange. Like that does a lot for my brain, Like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, hey, I know where I am. This makes sense. That blue room was cool, right? It was like super. I like those circles, like this thing. Like, what is that? It's simple, but it looks like some sort of alien device or something. I don't know. Yeah, very cool. It reminds you of Nexus. Yeah, with the colors, a neon in the dark. Very nice aqua room. Hey, there's an orange
Can
room.
we get a ban? Can we ban Law?
Yeah, honestly, man, I've had enough of this guy, dude.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Much love to Law. Law's on top. Hey, shout out to Law. The man was in the Discord last night working on his build ready for today. Look at that. Oh, man.
That's dedication.
Seriously.
As long as it wasn't that last one.
Unfortunately, he expanded on it. He added to it. He integrated it into the build. So it was like, you have to jump on it to advance the level now. So nothing we can do. No Law preview video. No, he's actually blocked on the render pool account. So sorry.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
No, Professor. Delete.
God.
Delete. What the? Thank goodness this is on the YouTube stream. I'd be banned on YouTube right now.
Oh my god.
Damn. Ban him. You know what, Professor and Law? Enough. I've had enough. I've had enough of
Generational
this.
fucking uncles are
Generation.
paying. Your fucking nephews, your cousins,
Yeah. Yep.
nieces.
All of them. The family. The whole family, bro. All right, so let's move into the lesson now. All right, that was a fun preview. Everybody enjoy that? Y'all, everybody have fun checking out the class? The grower. Jay, no, Jay. Don't keep it. Don't encourage them, Jay. Yeah, let me know. How did y'all feel? What'd y'all think about the builds? Shout out your community people. Come on, let them know. Whose build did you like? What'd
It's
you?
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. What did you like about it? Like the lighting, the creativity, the spikes, the tips, the spikes. A lot of cool builds. A lot of people having fun. Shout out for people for submitting their work. Shout out for tagging Renderpool. Angie, myself. Don't be afraid to tag ApeCoin as well. Lost and Spend up here would
Yes.
would love to see
Yes.
your work. So, uh, you know, if you're still working on your previous build or you found inspiration from what you saw today, keep working. Day one doesn't have to be over. Like let these classes inspire you further. So today you'll learn how to add some color to things, and just go back to your previous build and add some color to the platform experience that you built up already. So is there a bigger library of those somewhere? So if you started with the starter content, you might have some extra objects. So like if you start a new build, a new game file, check starter content, and you'll have some extra like goodies in there that you'll begin with. So if I go to my content drawer down here at the bottom left, if I go to, I'm just going to select the all folder, and I'm going to go to the little 3 dots here, and I'm going to select static mesh. And when I click that, it'll show me all the objects that I have access to. So if you want to have some more fun and find some more objects, again, go click on your all folder here in the content drawer, go down here, click all, go to the 3 dots, or 3 lines, I'm sorry, select static mesh. It'll pop up here as a little filter. You can turn it off and on. And if whatever folder you select, it'll show you all the static meshes in that folder. A static mesh is just a 3D object. So here you go. You got all kinds of cones and diamonds and weird pyramids, and there's a little flag if you want a finish line, or some rings if you want to jump through some hoops or something, some pipe shapes, half circles, a bunch of there's doorways and some walls. So yeah, have fun. Yeah, do that again, please. Yeah. So I'm here, just in the editor, right? The bottom left is the content drawer button. I can also hold Control Spacebar, and it'll bring up the content drawer for a shortcut. And I could do it over and over. Control Spacebar to open, Control Spacebar to close. Open, close, open, close. Or you can just hit Control Content Drawer at the bottom left and open it this way. Then I go to my all folder and I select it. And when I select it, it's just going to show me the folders that are in there, right? So I just see content and engine. So I select all. I want to add a filter so I can see what's in those folders. And I'm going to go to static mesh. When I click static mesh, it brings up this little box here, a filter button with a little blue line. That lets me know it's on. It's a filter. And so I'm filtering any folder I have selected on the left. It'll tell me any static mesh that is existing inside of that folder. So I just go to all so I could just see everything I have, So this filter works for a lot of stuff. You can find materials even, right? So boom, here's a bunch of materials that already exist in my starter content. And so on and so forth. Texture files, level files. But yeah, this will get you more objects to place in your environment. So without further ado, let's make a material. So let's be neat about this, right? So anytime you make a material, you're going to want to put it inside of that content drawer. right? So right now we've just been placing objects in our scene. These objects we've seen in the detail panel here on the right, they have a material. And I showed you last time that if you double click on this sphere here, it'll open up a material, that's connected to it. So this is the material for this blank object here. It's just white. And I've shown you that you could edit this and change its color. But let's make our own material though, so we can put onto it, right? So we want our own. All right, so I'm going to exit out of that. So I'm going to go back to my content drawer, because anything I create is going to be in the content drawer, right? The content folder is where everything is saved. This is where basically anything you bring in, anything you create will be located here in the content folder. All right. So I'm going to be neat about this. And I'm going to make a folder in here. So I'm just going to right click anywhere in this space. So I have content selected. I'm going to right click anywhere in here. I'm going to do new folder. Yeah, taking it. And I'm going to call this materials. All right. And I'm going to click off of it. So, right. So all I did is I made a folder. I went to content, right clicked, new folder, called it materials. Right. So I'm going to double click on that and I'm going to go inside of it. All right. And so while I'm in here, this is where I'm going to keep organized all of my materials. So I'm going to right click again. And this time I'm going to make a material. So very quickly, there's some basic assets right as we hit right click, we can see these blueprints, levels, materials, or a Niagara system. So a material is what we want. So we can quickly select it here. There's also other, items you can select down here. There's all kinds of stuff. But, if you're curious, go ahead and take a look. There's all sorts of game mechanics and blueprint setups and stuff to get you going. But you can see down here, material also exists here. And it lets you make a material instance, so on and so forth. And there's more objects. But we just need a material. That's it. So I'm going to click and select create material. So I'm gonna name this, let's just do M for material. And I'll just say, let's do box, right? Because we had a box. So let's give it that box some color. All right, I'm going to bring this box into view. Oops. Actually, let's start with the fresh one. So I'm going to go back to the top just as a kind of a recap, right? So I'm doing this just so we remember. If I go to the top, to the add button here, to top left, I click this, go down to shapes. I can click and hold on the cube and drag it out just like this and place it here. Y'all remember that? All right. And this is how you create new shapes in your scene very quickly. I'm going to drag it up here just so we can see it. And I'm going to move it right here, just so it's nice in the open here so I can see what we're working with. All right. How could I forget? You better remember, JB. You better remember. There's going to be a test on this. All right. So I'm going to resize my content drawer because I don't need it to be that big. All right. And so I have my material that I created here called M-Box. You notice there's just a bunch of gray, boxes on it, gray pattern on it, because there's nothing there. There's no information. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up by double clicking it. So again, double click the material and it'll open up into this material graph. All right. So this is a material graph right here. And this is what our material currently is made up of, right? And resize this here. All right. We're still looking good on the YouTube. Yes. All right. Just checking here. All right. So the way to move around in this is you want, with your cursor inside of the material graph, right click on it and you could drag it around. You see how it turns into a little hand? So right clicking into the material editor here lets me move it around. And I want to move it to the side a little bit. All right. You can also resize it too. You can make it bigger. You can also click on the tab up here up top. You can click, hold, and drag it and put it up top. That way, if you want to work on something and you want it out of the way, you can quickly come back to it. Or you can just click and drag it down and bring it back into kind of this like single window view. You can resize it again. I'll just have it loose up here for now. Well, actually, let me put it back up here actually, since we want you to see everything. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna have it up here. I'm gonna resize this left details panel, and so we have a lot of room here. So this material here is kind of the output. It's essentially anything we do to this thing, it'll represent in the material. And this ball on the left is currently what our material looks like. So this is like a preview for the material that we're creating. So first things first, we want to give it some color. Double clicking inbox material does not open that window. So are you saying, JDunk, when you double click this material thing here, that it doesn't open the graph for you? Yes. Interesting. It should.
Maybe restarting Unreal.
Yeah, that's weird. It's a pretty like straightforward option. It's not yeah, you can import photos, Jay, and I'm going to show you that at the end. So we'll definitely get there. We'll definitely get there. But yes, you can import photos as for image. You can import images as textures to give your material color. Yes. But yeah, so you can double click this and it should open. Seems an error. We'll restart. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty straightforward thing. Yeah. It's not like a
Try to restart, yeah.
you could try that too. So if you haven't saved it, you could save the material for sure, like Mikey said. Maybe that'll kind of like, I don't know, force, I don't know, like maybe saving it will kind of like solidify. I don't know, maybe it's like still trying to create itself or something. Yeah, double click harder, Jade.
Yeah, not so weak.
Yeah, smash the damn click button. So save your work and then maybe restart, but definitely try saving. In the content drawer, there's a little save button. Hit that save all button, and that'll way it'll save your material. If your material had a little star asterisk next to it, then that means it's not saved yet. So like, if you make a change in it, no, it's not showing up here. But if it's not saved, you'll see a little star, little icon. So save it, and maybe that'll help. Yeah, there you go.
Can you take a look on Play Crypto's question?
Oh, yeah, I have a tab showing that says details cannot be shown. Substrate beta is not enabled for this project. Should I just close this? Yeah. What are your other options? Is there like what are the options to choose from? Play Crypto. What is it telling you? Let me scroll back down here. CV sign. I closed it. LOL. It's in the output substrate. Ignore. Okay.
Oh no, not the hamster, JB.
What? Hamster. Your mouse, not the hamster. Your mouse. What are you doing? Yeah. So as Croc said, just ignore it for now. Yeah. You can if maybe something didn't compile completely in the shaders, you could restart as well, and make sure to save. It might be like a compiling thing, but okay. So save and restart. That it seems like something's not compiling right away. So save all, and restart if it's giving you some issues. Yeah. All right. So let's move forward with building up this material. But yeah, thanks guys for asking questions, and lets me know you're doing the work and following along. So this is good. All right. So the first thing we want to do is add some colors to this thing, right? It's the simplest thing we can do, right? So let's go through the material here, the output, and explain what some of these are. So we'll go down the line as we affect each one. So the first one is base color, right? So pretty simple. It's self-explanatory. This is just the color of the material or that it's being outputted by this thing here, by the output. So right now it's just blank. There's empty. There's nothing there. So on the preview, it's just white. Right. So let's give this some color. So we want to, call up an RGB node. So it's like a 3 vectors what it is. But very quickly and simply, here's a shortcut just so you don't have to scroll through or search for an ungodly amount of nodes. But to call nodes, you right click in the graph right here, and you could find things to pull out to attach to your material here. So I'm just going to hold the 3 key on my keyboard, the number 3, and just click. Simple as that. This would be the fastest way for you to get this. But essentially, this gives us RGB. So this gives us the colors that we need. All right. All right. So we're following along. All right. So I have this again. So I'm going to hold 3 and left click, and it brings up this 3 vector that allows me to use as color information. So I'm going to go and delete that one, and I'm going to start with this one. So I want the white node right here, because this is going to give me the combination of red, green, and blue. So we want all 3, not just one. So I'm going to click on this little white node, and we get this little noodle shape, this little wire, this cable. And I'm going to connect this thing to the base color, just like that. All right. So we can see here.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Reset the layout via window load layout default editor. Oh, okay, JDunk. Yeah. Okay, so if you're not getting the same windows or something, you can load a layout default editor. So the window, and you went to window load layout. Yeah, down here at the bottom, default editor layout. So if there's something you're not seeing or missing or something, do this default editor layout, and what that means is like the layout of the program itself. If you're missing something or don't see something, do that. So window load layout and go to default editor layout, and you should see basically what I'm saying here. Yeah. If you're missing some options or something. Yeah. All right. So if you're at this point, definitely experiment with this thing. You've seen how, double clicking on things activates them. So you can double click. Is there a way to delete the noodle? Yeah. So if you noodle shape, noodle, cable, wire, whatever you want to call it. I just said noodle for fun, just because we're being silly here. But yeah, if you hold the Alt key, so Alt, A-L-T, Alt, and click on the cable, it'll get rid of it. So it'll delete it. So I'll do one more time. Holding Alt on the keyboard and then left clicking will get rid of that. All right. Oh, right click node, did you add? So I just did a shortcut, JDunk. I hold 3 on the keyboard, just the number 3, and I left click. Hypha, damn. And that'll give me this 3 vector, which is basically an RGB node. So it's there's 3 channels that I'm using RGB. The white channel is all those 3 together combined. So it's a 3 vector 3 vector constant. So I think if I type this in, I think it's a number 3 vector. Yeah, so it'll appear here as constant 3 vector. But there's a lot of different variations. So just do a 3 and click and you'll get the one exactly you'll be looking for, so you don't get confused. But that's what it is. It's constant 3 vector. So constant 3 vector right here. So under vectors. confusing. I don't know why they don't just call it a color vector or an RGB node. You know, who knows? I don't know. It could be much easier, but just so you know, just hold 3 on your keyboard and click, and you'll get exactly what you need. Yeah, that's how I feel right now, Hypa. Oops, I accidentally clicked on the GIF. All right, so I was trying to add an emoji to that. All right, so we have the 3 vector placed, or the RGB node, to get us some color. And as we know, in Unreal, when you double click on stuff, it'll open up some other new window. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time. So this opens a color picker. So right here, we can choose the color we want right away. So just drag around through the color wheel to get the color that you're looking for. You can make it more saturated with the slider bar on the left. You can make it darker with the slider bar on the right. So it go really dark, you can get like a really deep color, so on and so forth. There's RGB sliders, there's a hue, saturation, and vibrancy sliders here, or like a value slider on the right. And then you can also do hex codes. You know, if you're getting that detailed, you could do this stuff. But for now, just mess with the color wheel. You're good to go. You could also do this eyedropper. So you could click on the eyedropper, and you could scroll literally anywhere on your screen. Like even in the menus, like you like this blue on the stats button at the top here, you could literally click on that and pull the blue color from there. So eyedropper is you know, pretty sweet. Like you can literally travel anywhere within your screen here and choose a color. You know, even the gray from the menu, the background. So super handy if you see something here that you just want to match super quickly. But I'm going to do this like bluish purple color because I think that's kind of cool. All right, we got this color we like. I'll do a little more blue. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and OK and save that. So right there we go. Honestly, you pretty much created your first material. So
You're done.
We're
Bye.
done. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. This was amazing. Appreciate all of you. Hey, Unreal Engine on other side, baby. You too can build for other side, baby. Let's go. My goodness. Legends. All of you. Legends. So, all right, guys. Let me know what you thought about the class. GG's. All right, so you created your first material. Honestly, that's the core of it. You can just throw this, you know, onto objects, right? And I'll show you that in a moment. But let's keep building up this material, right? There's more to learn from this. All right, so just the way we created this 3 vector, it's like 3 points of information, is right? Is kind of what it's referencing, R, G, and B. We want another one. We're going to pull up a new one to help us mess with these next inputs here on the material. So next up is metallic. So we can literally affect how much metalness this thing has. You know, how close does it resemble metal, right? And when we think of metal, we think of shiny, right? Hard surface that's nice and shiny, right? That'll give us that metallic look. Ooh, that looks really cool, actually. Nice. That chameleon.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you actually could. You could, but not today. But yeah, you could though, actually. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you another shortcut. Hold 1 on your keyboard and click, and you're gonna bring up this single vector. There's just like 1 point of information, right? We just want 1 number value, and we're gonna connect this to metallic. All right, so again, I hold 1 on the keyboard, click, and this brings up this single point of information, right? We just want a number. We want a value. We want to tell the metallic how much metal to place onto this object or into the material. And so this gives us a range here from 0 to 1, right? So I'm going to delete that second one. So I got this right. So I clicked on this, dragged, and connected it to metallic, right? That's what I did here. If you accidentally connected it to the wrong one, that's okay. You can you just want to do Alt and then click on it, if you have it in the wrong one, right? So you can hold Alt key, click on it, and it'll delete it. So I'm going to connect it back to metallic. Yeah, hey, no worries, Frosties. Thanks so much for hanging out, brother. Appreciate you for opening
Thanks for your help,
for the
Frosties.
badge. Yeah, man, means a lot. So we appreciate you, legend. Let's go. Let's get them emojis up. Let's get those emojis up for the legend, man. Thanks to OS Wiki. We love OS Wiki. It's helping us
Yes.
out. Everybody's having a great time on it. Great platform, representing communities. Purchasing stuff in the marketplace. Come on now. Exactly what we need. So super good. There you go. Love it. Love it. Show the man some respect. Appreciate you, Frosties. Thanks for coming out, hanging with us. Means a lot, brother. All right. So, yeah. So the scale is 0 to 1. Exactly, Croc. So from here, we'll just do, let's say we want this to be completely metallic. So I'm going to input 1 right here. Now let's take a look at what happens at our preview. So we got it to be, so I'm going to hit the apply button here to save it, to make sure we're saving our work as well. So it makes it shinier. So if I put this to 0, you can see here it's a bit flatter. So you can also go higher. So you can like input like larger numbers too. But we'll do that on the emissive. I think it works best. So let's continue. So actually, we'll show you. I'll show you how to make this even more metal looking. Let's go back to 0 and let's keep going down the line here, because right now these other ones are affecting it. So let's keep going. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hold 1 again. It doesn't really need to connect the node to the shader. It just gives you more control, Kokai. You can honestly, you could just break this, and you could affect everything here. That'll work fine, but the moment you want to set parameters or do something, which I'm about to show you, like material instances and all this cool stuff, you'll want to use these single vector points, like single values, so that you could manipulate stuff within instances and things. So I'll show you. I'll show you that in just a moment. But yeah, you can totally just use this and call it done. But then you're just going to have a single material with those values. And you want to use these parameters, like these little single points, to manipulate instances and things, which we'll show you in just a moment. Sphere isn't changing color. Missed a step when computer shut down. So right now we are not affecting the shape itself. This is our shape that we're going to manipulate, but right now we're just building up the material, and we'll apply this to the shape in here in just a moment. So for now, we're just building up the material, and then we'll apply it. So we'll get there in just a moment, Buck. We are almost there. All right, so we have our single value here. I'm going to plug this into the metallic, just like we did before. And like I mentioned, if you hit 1 on the keyboard and insert the value of 1, we'll get a completely metal preview here on the left, right? So if it's looking a little flat, make sure that the specular and roughness, all of these here are 0, right, for now, because we're going to affect these too. So, but right now, we just did a 1 on the value, and now it's completely metal. All right, so let's keep going. So I'm going to hold 1 on the keyboard one more time, and I'm going to click and bring up another single value here, and I'm going to connect this to specular. So specular, what this does is like, how shiny is it? So like, how much sheen or glossiness does this have, right? So the higher specular is, the more kind of like wet spots it'll have. It'll look like really, if there's like a light shining on it, you'll really see a sheen on it. And that's basically what this does. And under different lighting situations, you'll see it more. So, so play with that. Depending on your build, you might see a difference, right? So maybe in like TJ's environment that was like super dark with like neon lighting, you might see a different effect on the specular as opposed to like maybe something that's super bright. So I'm going to remove the metallic, and let's see if we can see something on the specular here. Yeah, you see that? So there's no metalness on this at all, right? Only specular. So basically, this is telling me that this is kind of like plasticky, you know? There's a little bit of shine, little smoothness to it, that there's enough light bouncing off of it. So remember, these 3D objects and material are basically like mimicking real life, you know? Have you ever seen a plastic object that's like really smooth plastic where it's like almost shiny enough, like there's a bit of a reflection on it? But then there's also plastics that are a bit rough. So I'm going to add one more point here. I'm going to hold 1 on the keyboard, click again, and I'm going to connect this to roughness. So if I add roughness, this is literally what it's describing how rough this object is. I'm going to go to 0.5, and it's going to break up that reflection. So suddenly it still has a sheen, but I'm breaking that complete flatness on it where I don't see a reflection of the environment around me. So I'm going to go back to 0. I'm going to hit 0 on it. And again, now you see the world around it. It's completely smooth. That specular is at 1. So this thing is like super shiny. It's like a buffed plastic or a buffed surface, right? And if I add that metallic back, now it's looking like chrome, like a complete hard metal surface where it's like really reflective. Plastic is not as reflective as like a chrome or a metal object, right? So a chrome or metal object would be looking like a mirror. But if it's just buffed plastic, so I'm going to delete the 1 for the metallic. I'm going to put metallic back at 0. Now it's a bit duller, right? But it's still shiny because the specular is at 1. So completely glossy. And if I go back to 0.5 on the roughness, now it's still shiny, but it's not so smooth. Now there's some maybe defects on the surface, or it's a bit, rough, right? Literally roughness, right? That's what we're looking at here. So let's see if I crank this to 1 on metallic, 1 on specular, and 0.5 on roughness. Now it's looking like a metal object that's a bit rough on it. There's like some roughness on it because there's like more color bouncing off of it. It's not so dull, It's a bit more saturated. So let's do like maybe 0.25, a little less. That's interesting. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so just with these 4 right here, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I love these GIFs so far, everybody. Thank you. Nice to start. All right, so we got a color. We got a metallic value on it. We got specular value of glossiness, right? So metallic is how shiny it is, how metal it is. The specular is how glossy it is and how much sheen is on it. And then roughness is how much texture is on the surface that breaks up that lighting that's bouncing off of it, right? So just with these 4, we get this really cool looking material here. Whether it's metal or plastic, it's up to you. And whether how shiny and rough it is, again, you can manipulate all that here. So let's keep pushing, right? So this is super interesting. I'm going to save my work. All right, so we saved. So now let's look at...
What was save again?
Oh, top left, there's a little save icon. Make sure to save your work, everybody. Please.
Yes.
And if you want to push it even further, go to File, go to Save All, and hit that. Control-Shift-S for a shortcut. Again, Control-Shift-S for a shortcut. So yeah, do that as well if you want to save everything. But for the material, you can just hit this little save icon really quickly, and that'll just save your material there. Super cool. Yeah, save. Yes, please, everybody save your work. You never know, man. You never know. Even here, just doing something simple, something crazy could happen. I don't know. All right, so now this one's I'm thinking of TJ when I get to this next section of the material, and I'll tell you why. All right, so let's pull up another 3 vector, right, or an RGB node as we're calling it, or a color node, right? So I'm gonna hold 3 on the keyboard, and I'm gonna left click into the graph here. I can also just Control C if I select this, I hit Control C, move my mouse down here, hit Control V, and I can also copy it. All right. So the choice is yours. You could do that. or you can search for it. But again, a bit confusing. I don't know. There's variations of these constants, but we want the vector constant 3 vector here. But again, shortcut, just hold 3 and click, or Control C, Control V to copy. Right. So there's some variations there for you to summon this color node here. Yeah, Alt F4. It's a shortcut. It just finishes your build for you. Yeah. JB's onto something. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in to emissive. And again, I'm thinking of TJ because he loves glowing textures and stuff, because he loves neon, that 80s kind of like vibe, what he has in some of his artwork with like, almost looks like you can hold it up against a black light or something with glowing. So right now it's on black, but let's give it some color. So I'm on this kind of blue purple tone. So I'm going to bring up the color on the color picker, and let's hit OK. Now you can see here, suddenly it's a bit washed out, but there's definitely some color here, right? So let me go a little more this way, bring up the saturation on it, hit OK. I'm going to save this. So suddenly you could see how it's like wanting to glow a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But we can actually, punch the numbers up on this, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's apply this material to our object. So just like y'all saw before, I'm going to hold the tab up here and I'm going to break it. I'm going to bring it down, just drag it down. And now we can see our environment here. All right. So you could zoom in and out of the material graph, right? So we saw that earlier, zoom in and out, and right click and drag so you can kind of see what you got going here. So I'm going to save it. And I'm going to open my content drawer. I have my material right here. Now I'm going to drag it out and just literally drop it onto the shape. All right, you saw that? Open the content drawer, bottom left. Click and drag on my material. Yeah, Control space bar as well to open the content drawer as a shortcut. And then just click and drag it out onto your object, and you'll add it onto the object there. So you can see a little bit of glow. You see that light right there? Now I have this little hut kind of situation going here. Let's drag it inside and take another look. Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
Shiny. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so let's keep messing with this thing here. So I said we can make it brighter, and I told someone earlier that we could actually push these values even further. So I want to bring up a multiply node. So we can do a multiply under math here. I right click, type in multiply, click on this multiply. Or you can also, just like there's shortcuts for almost everything, hold M, the letter M as in mama, M on the keyboard, and then right click. Left click, and you'll get this multiply node. This lets you combine two things together to just do just that. So it's not, only mathematics, but you can multiply, other nodes together. So it's kind of a bit of logic in the sense of like, I don't know, in some like algebra, you can multiply like, by letters and things like that. It, might not make complete sense until you get into the logic of it. But this is the same way. So you can multiply this color. I'm going to break this string, by the way. I'm going to break that with Alt and click, just like we saw earlier. And I'm going to bring up another single value. So I'm going to hold 1 on the keyboard, left click, and I'm going to connect this node here on my single value to the B of the multiply. So suddenly I'm multiplying this color by a number, and this is going to connect back to my emissive. All right. I know this is getting into some new territory, but we doing good, everybody? We seeing what's going on here? So right now it's at a 0, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this and save it. no more light, right? Because my value is at 0. I'm not multiplying this by anything. If I'm multiplying by 0, what am I getting? Nothing, right? 0. So let's go back to 1 here. So to get the multiply node, you can hold M on the keyboard and then left click. You can also right click, type in multiply, and under the math category, select multiply. Yes, you're very welcome. All right, so I'm going to get rid of these because I already have one. So if I save this now and apply and save it, so I'll hit apply and save, suddenly I get my glow back, right? Because I'm saying, hey, multiply this color times 1 to the emissive, right? So that you're following the string order here. So if I put this to 2, suddenly it gets even brighter. Now it's twice as bright. Let's crank this up
Okay,
to
wait a second.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
wait.
Okay.
How to get the multiply node thing?
Oh, yes, I got it for Rado. Yes,
Yeah.
I showed him. Yeah.
Okay.
So he got it.
Okay,
Thank
then
you.
it's me.
Thank you. No, you're good.
I'm slow, sorry.
No, you're looking around, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, so if you have any questions, Angie's scrolling through the chat looking for stuff so that we can be on top of everything. We do want everyone getting all the information as they possibly can. I don't want anyone walking away from here like saying, well, it was cool, but, it just went too fast and I didn't get anything out of it. So we want to make sure everybody's like walking away with some knowledge. So please, if you're curious, you're not going to look silly. You're not going to look slow or whatever you think. Yeah, this is game development. So we need you tapped in and asking as much questions as possible. Yeah, knowledge. There you go, TJ. Knowledge. All right, so I'm going to put this as something stupid like 100 and just see what it does, all right? Let's just take a look. I'm probably going to get blinded. Oh, my sweet Lord. Yeah, this is insane.
Oh.
Wait, how did I get the glow? Which part, J-Dunk? So we're messing with the emissive color. Did you see that? Yeah, let me pull out of here real quick. It's too bright. All right, let's put this back to 1 actually. All right, we've had enough. It's too bright. Is this Honeybee's room? Yeah, this is how many black lights he's got in his room. I think my emissive is not as shiny. Let's look at your work here. You're on emissive. So did you apply this? So in the preview editor there, it's not going to show up as bright. Also, shout out to J-Dunk for showing his work. Super cool. So it's not going to be as bright. Have you attached your material to an object yet? So like you open up your editor here, or your contents. Yeah, do that, J-Dunk, and you'll see that you'll notice the color much more. But also, if you do want to see it represented in the, this kind of editor here, the material editor, crank it up to something much bigger and you'll see it much better. Because if you think about it, the preview here, there's just a complete sunlight shining on it. There's complete sun on it. So you don't really get the shaded area, the dark area, where you can actually see the glow being represented. Like I have this box in my actual editor that I made so that I could place a glowing object in here and really see the glow. So you can see the difference here, right? It looks just kind of white here with minimal glow. But inside of here, we can actually see the glow being represented on the walls and stuff around it. Color mix, then you multiply that value and the result goes to emissive output. I understand what to do, but is this emissive node expecting to receive? And how does it know you want that color but more emission? Yeah, so the emissive color little input here is not really going to do anything unless you plug something into it. Yeah, so I could just plug in just the color, but it's going to automatically be a 1. So it's just going to be 1, right? Like I can't intensify this unless I'm adding a multiply to it to say that I want it to go over the value of 1. So right now, plugging in this color node here, it's just going to give me a value of 1. So let's say I have this complicated setup, right, with the multiply and the single value vector here. Let's just go back to 1. I'm gonna put it in here and hit save. There's really no change. There's no change because I'm just multiplying by 1 all over again, right? So I'm doing extra work here. So if I just plug this back into here, straight direct, and don't have anything connected to it, like any of this stuff, and I hit save, it's no change. It's going to stay the way it is because it's just a single value of 1. So if I want to go over it, I use a multiply node. So the color served from the emission value. Yeah. So the emissive here is gonna be represented. The color of it is gonna be represented in my 3 vector. So whatever color I choose here, that's where the color it will show up here in the end. So I have to save this, and then it'll display on the object. Yeah. So emissive on the output won't do anything unless I tell it, what I want it to look like. Because if it's not connected to anything, essentially it's off, or there's nothing there. There's a value of 0 and it's just black. There's nothing there. So I'm going to connect this back into my A on my multiply and connect the multiply back to emissive. And then I'm going to save. All right. But again, no change. No change at all. Does the emissive color override the base color? So it doesn't override it. That's an excellent question. So if I break this and save, the color's still there, right? I had this dark bluish purple metallic look to it. But once I add the emissive, it's light being casted off of it. So it's not exactly that it overrides it. It's more that it's just kind of like overpowering it. So if I do like 0.1 on the emissive and lower it, you'll start to see a bit of a blend between the two. Right? So I'm weakening the emissive, the glow, but you can start to see a bit of that shininess from the metalness of it. All right? These are great questions, guys. Thank you. Yeah, this is fantastic. Y'all are super curious, and this is like really explaining what all these things do. So, yeah, great. Yeah, nice, TJ. Look at TJ's cooking in real time, dude. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Love to see it. Yeah, I hope that kind of answers Linkoid. Yeah, they mix eventually. You just have to lower, so maybe we go to like 0.01 on this, and then we hit apply. Now suddenly you get this kind of like interesting bluish purple with like a kind of like, pinkish aura. Yeah, like an overlay. Yeah. Essentially, and you control the intensity of it for sure. So if I match the color of this, so like maybe if I use the eyedropper, match the color, save it, we can match it, and now I can kind of crank this up a bit. Let's do 0.25 and then save it. Yeah, there you go. So now it's like looking more true to like, what we're trying to design. Hey, Croc. Nice, Croc. There you go. Yeah, it looks so good in a darker area, right? Because, this is just like real life, right? We have a strong sun, right? Shining down in our environment. And in the sun, you're not going to see a light, be, very well represented. Something that glows because, well, the sun is so damn powerful, it's just going to overpower it. But if you smash it into a small, kind of darker area, you'll start to see some of that glow. My emission is not strong right now, so we just see the object kind of a bit of a glow, but it's not being, casting on the walls and stuff. So let's go to 1 value, hit save. Here we go. Now we see some light casting off of it again. All right, so cool. So we learned how to add a color with this 3 vector. We learned how to mess with its metallic look with the single value here and connecting it to the metallic input there. So I'm going to break the emissive real quick just so we can kind of recap here. All right. So again, right, if I put this to 0, we're breaking the entire metallic on it. The specular tells us how shiny an object is. So right now it's completely flat. So if I put this to 1, we get that sheen. If I put the metallic to 1, whoops, we get the metal look to it. If I put the roughness to 1, we get a metal object with a sort of very rough appearance on it. So I go to 0.5. I can mess with the look. It's shinier. Maybe I go to 0.25. Now you get this interesting kind of rough looking metal. And if you want it to be a little shinier, you can up the specular, give more of like kind of like a little wet look. And then finally, we mess with the emissive color to have it be super shiny. So this is cool, right? All right, everybody, you know, following along for the most part. I see some people sharing their work, having fun with it, so that's super cool. But here's the issue. I don't want everything to be pink. I don't want everything to be the single color, right? So you want to have a variation of colors around your environment. But let's say you don't really want to do the work, right? You already pulled up all these nodes. How the hell can I make this easier for my life? How do I, you know, get this material, you know, apply it to different shapes? You know, how do I do that without having to create a whole new material? And I'm going to show you a trick on how we could do that. Copy pasta. Okay, yeah. All right. So let's consider Jay Dunk's, you know, what he suggested. So I literally could right click and just duplicate it and say mbox 1 or 2, right? So Gma, no worries, pink is not my color. All right, well, let's get you a different color, Gma. All good.
I cannot understand that.
Yeah, come on, everybody loves pink. A little bit of pink. All right, so you totally could. You could copy this material, no problem. But for the sake of this class being called Game Dev Camp, I'm not going to allow you to do that. Not yet, at least. Not for this. So don't simply copy it. And the reason why is because in game development, when you have too many materials, too many unique materials, that's a lot of draw calls is what we call it. So if your game engine's brain is having to say, oh, this object uses this material, this object uses this material, so on and so on and so on, and you have unique materials for all your objects, that's going to cause your game to slow down. That's just going to be too much information for the game to process, and you'll have some hiccups. You know, maybe some materials won't load in as fast. Maybe the game slows down a little bit. And we all know materials in games are such a huge deal these days. I mean, look at like Call of Duty. You know, when you load up the game, the shaders thing, you're just there sitting there waiting for shaders to compile. That's part of it. There's so many materials. So say I had like 48 of the same material and 64,000 extra vertices. Would that be bad? Honestly, Linkoid, you know, have polygons is not that bad. You can have a lot of polygons in an experience, but materials, especially materials with texture images, that's where it gets crazy. So that's actually a good question, even though he might be being a little funny. I don't know. Are you joking, Linkoid, or is that is that a serious question? We'll see. 48 materials, no joke. Not a bad. I mean, it just depends, right? How big is your experience, and what are those materials doing? Are they complex shaders, or is it just a simple texture image, you know, on it? So if there's an area where you can sort of compile things together, okay. So what Hypho just placed here is what we call an atlas. And in game development, an atlas is basically one image that you can use for multiple objects. So you could have one material power like, you know, 48 different objects in your environment, like the way Linkoid is asking or saying. So yeah, an atlas is super cool. So when you're unwrapping a 3D object, you're placing the UVs, or the sort of like, like an origami when you fold a square piece of paper into a cool shape, and then you unfold it. That's how that's what UVs are. So it's like the way an object is folded up to make a 3D object. So UVs are basically when you unfold the object flat, that's what you're left with. And if you can map it to specific areas of this atlas map, then you can actually make use of one texture image for like your whole scene if you wanted to. The only thing that you're worried about is quality. So the atlas that Haifa has shown here is quite dense. So you might have low resolution on some things. But if you have only one atlas, you could have like a 4K image, right? This thing could be super high res to make up for that, right? But I wouldn't have 4K images thrown about your entire scene, condense them to like one atlas or something, and then therefore you can kind of save up on that memory, right? So if your game is only having to load one 4K atlas, then hey, you're doing great, Sorry, this is maybe trailing off. It's kind of a complex topic. There's a lot more to dig into on that. But yeah, if you're curious about game development and materials and textures, that's kind of how it works. You want to reduce as much high res texture images in your scene as possible so that you can save on memory and have your game run smoother. So very similar to what we're doing here is, instead of copying or duplicating the material, let's use the same material to create an instance, right? So we're using the information from the first one to create an instance so that we save on memory, but also it makes it easier for ourselves to build up a different material color that we want to use, right? So I'm going to delete this for now, this one that we just made. And I'm going to rename this actually. So I'm going to right click on my existing material. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to type in an extra M in the front. I'm typing an extra M because this is kind of just code for me, so I know. But I'm going to call this a master material. And that's what I renamed it to. Master material box. All right. MM. Yeah. Master material. Yeah. I see people discussing the atlas still. Yeah. It's super cool information. So look up atlases. You'll be very intrigued now that you're seeing how materials work. You'll get a kick out of it, especially for game development. All right. So why do I call it a master material? So I'm going to treat this as a parent object. So this is going to be the master material that rules all of my other materials. So I'm going to use the information that we did in here, and I'm going to simplify it into an instance so we could quickly build out some new materials from this. So I'm going to right click. So I'm going to go back to my content drawer, right bottom left. I'm going to right click on my master material, and I'm going to go to create material instance. So I'm going to scroll to the front, and I'm going to put an I here in place of one of the M's. So now it's MI box. And I'm going to rename this to, and I'm going to put 01. So MI box 01. So material instance 1. Material instance box 1. So when we open it, we don't see anything here really. I can see that the parent to this is MM box. So if you aren't using special complicated textures and only color in a more simple game, you can use a texture with each page. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think Linkoid has something like that. Yeah, you can use just literally pixel information to color objects. But, yep, that's a more complicated thing. But so we have an material instance box 01. And then when I open it, we don't really see anything here. So we need to set some parameters that, we can adjust and mess with here. So let's go back to our master material, the parents. So this is getting a little more complicated. If you're having fun with where you're at, hey, just do what we did here and design your environment the way it is. Have fun with it. Don't worry too much further beyond this. But if you are messing with more things and you want to get into like creating a variety of different colors, then I would suggest this just so it's kind of in line with the game dev aspect of the course, right? So what we're going to do is turn these into parameters. So to turn an object, a node into parameter, I'm going to right click it and convert to parameter. This is just allowing us to turn this node into something we can adjust in an instant, in the instance material. So I'm going to go to convert to parameter and I'm going to name it base color, right? So I right clicked on it, converted to parameter, named it base color. I'm going to do that to the metallic value right here as well. So I'm going to right click, convert to parameter, and I'm going to call this, metallic, let's say intensity. And I'm going to right click on specular node, or the specular value here that we had. Same thing, convert to parameter. And I'm going to call this specular intensity. So I'm going to move these out of the way as we're turning them into parameters. Roughness, same thing. I'm going to right click on this, convert to parameter, and I'm going to call this roughness intensity. All right. So now I have my emissive nodes here. All right. So I'm going to right click on this, convert to parameter, and I'm going to call this emissive color. This was what we want, right? So this is just adjusting the color. Then the single value here that adjusts how strong my emissive is, I'm going to right click on that, convert to parameter, and I'm going to call this emissive intensity. All right, there you go. We just turned all of these into parameters. We're basically telling the material, hey, I want to be able to adjust these in my instance material. So I'm going to save my work. And then now that this is saved, I'm going to open my, let's close this to get this out of the way. I'm going to go back to my material instance and check this out. If I pull the down arrows here, all of a sudden there's all these new options. There's emissive intensity, metallic intensity, roughness intensity, specular. So I'm turning all these on, by the way, because I want to use them, right? And so if I adjust the color of this, the base color, let's go to a pink. You can see the color change here. Let's go to like, let's do a yellow. And then let's change the emissiveness to the yellow color. Let's go saturation high on it. Why not? And so we have, if you don't want emissive intensity, or emissive at all, you can turn it off right here. Let's say you don't want this to be metallic. You want it to be flat. You could do that too. Maybe you don't want it to be specular shiny. You could turn that to 0 too. Hit save. Now we have our new shape here. I'm going to drag this material instance onto the box. There you go. Now, if I close this, I'm going to go back to my content drawer, the bottom left. I'm going to right click on, let's create it one more time. So I'm going to right click on the master material again and do a create a material instance. And I'm going to call this 02, and I'm going to change the M here to an I. So I know, So I know it's material instance box 2. There you go. It's already set up for us. So I just have to turn these on. Let's say I do want it to be shiny, but let's do red. But I don't want an emissive, so I'm going to turn this to 0. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to bring another shape down. So I'm going to go to the add button in the top left, go to shapes, go to my sphere. Let's do a sphere, bring it into my scene. Let's lift it up. Save my material, right? Go back to my content drawer down at the bottom left and drag this metal material onto the sphere. There you go. Now you don't have to do any of that insane work with the nodes. You've already done the nodes one time. Save yourself the energy and the time. And if you think about it, this is also an instance of the master material. So this is pulling information from the main parent, right? It's looking at the parent and saying, hey, whatever you're doing, I'm doing. You know, I mean, like a child and a parent, right? So the child takes on qualities of the parent. Same thing. That's why it's called that. So if I open one of these instances, you could see right here, it says parent. It tells you what the parent is, and it's this MM box, master material box, right? If I open the other one, same thing, parent, master material box. So again, we're using information from this master material. We did all the work, but we're setting these things where we affected it as parameters, so we can affect them here in a very simple way. So is that making sense, guys? Is that maybe going over some people's heads, or how do y'all feel about this? I know you'll have to come back to this probably. You might have to give this a try or two. It's a bit abstract maybe, but if you're following along and kind of getting the flow of like game dev, you'll understand the reasoning behind this. Imagine having a game scene where you have, like the way Linkoid said, you have over 50 objects, 100 objects. It's going to be crazy trying to create a unique material with nodes every single time. Right? I'm getting a drink right here real quick. A lot of talking in that segment. Okay, Gmon said a lot. All right, so Gmon's following along. Okay. Hey, TJ, how'd you get that picture of me? No fair. That's what I look like drinking my drink. He caught me in real time in 4K. Damn. Why are you doing this to me, TJ? Angie sent it? Oh, I knew it. Always conspiring. Always conspiring in the background. It'd be your own. It's just, sometimes it's just the way, NGV spam, man. It just seems to be the way. The call is coming from inside the house, you know? This is... Yeah. No more sippy drink images being sent to Angie. I've had enough. Just sharing them to anybody. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. I guess I'll put this up on the stream.
We have to send it to Ellen. Because, yeah, for Tesla.
Yep. I think I know why Elon's rockets aren't taking off. It's because Law is not the one designing them. Oh, that's a big rocket.
It's not bad, to be honest.
J. Doug said, that's a big rocket. Oh my god. Man. Why did we... I'm kind of regretting Game Dev Camp now. I'm just kidding. Interesting colorways. That's what I said, Buck. That's what I said. No.
Wapsco has a problem.
UE crashed when saving. Can you go back to the screen where you named all the nodes in the MM box? Yeah. Absolutely. So let's make this bigger. Let's take a look. Everybody, also Hannah, I just want to acknowledge your comment. She said, this is great. Everything about optimization is super useful. Yes. So you definitely get it. So, when working with just artwork, maybe not so big of a problem or just design, but if you're thinking about game development, yeah, I mean, optimization is going to be your best friend just to make sure everything runs nice and smooth, especially when we think about other side and the ODK, replication and all this. You want things to run very optimized so that, things are replicating nice and smoothly. So, you're not bogging down somebody's computer, so on and so forth. But yes, so let us do some parameter creations for Robsco. So these Robsco, before I turned them into parameters, look like this, right? So if let's say it's the same thing, right? I have this purple color, you know, it's the same, well, different code, but anyways, you get the point. What I'm doing is I'm right clicking on them and I go to convert to parameter. And when I do that, I give it the name. And like, where do I get that name from? Well, I'm looking at where it's connected. This is connected to base color, right? So I give it that name, base color. So on and so forth for these, right? So I have these single value nodes. I right click it, convert to parameter. I'm going to call it metallic intensity. Oops. Because this is connected to my metallic and I'm adjusting its intensity, right? Thanks, got them. Okay, and then you just go down the line, brother. You just go down the line. Metallic intensity, specular. You can name them whatever you want. It doesn't really hurt. You can call them, you know, specular amount, specular value. It doesn't really matter. You can name them whatever you want. But for me, this makes sense. This helps me keep track of things. The only tricky one or the weird one is the emissive, Robsco. Leave the multiply alone. Just do the emissive color and the emissive intensity on the value, right? Intensity because we have a value here, a number that's intensifying how much it glows. And then we have a color here, you know, telling it basically what color it should be. So those are the only two weird ones. All right, hope that makes sense. All right. All right, so yeah, there you go. Fire. Looking good. Looking good. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all are doing amazing. Nice. Yeah, I see Mikey's got like a whole slew of like glowing materials. Yeah, and he's got instances too. Yeah, and Mikey, if you wanted, you know, if the M in your naming convention, you could put MI. That way, when you search, this is the reason why I do MI. So like, I could literally, you know, if I'm like a bit lost and I'm trying to search for material instances, I can hit MI here, and this will bring up all my material instances that I have. I can hit MM in my search, and this will bring up all my material instances that I have as well. So naming conventions go a long way to help you, you know, sort through your existing materials and stuff. So just to point that out, because I was just looking at your scene. But beautiful work, beautiful glowing colors. I love it. I love it. Robsco, I'm looking at your work. Yep, you got all the naming conventions good for your parameters. Beautifully done. Linkoid, look at those glowing balls. Oh my god. Beautifully done, sir. The most amazing balls I've ever seen. Beautiful work. My goodness. Yeah. Amazing balls, yeah. I know my target audience. Oh my god. You know, Linkoid's good, man. This guy's, you know, he's good. Shout out to Linkoid. We got the Cool Cats team in here. Linkoid showing up for the render pool always. We love Linkoid and everything he's working on. Cooltopia being built in MML. Linkoid experimenting with the ODK. That's a little bit of a secret for now. Yeah. But he's cooking. My man is building. Cooltopia needs more balls. Yeah. Honestly, Linkoid, I'm going to hard agree with that. Yeah. Cool balls. Ooh. Maybe. Yeah, cool balls.
Are we speaking about balls, or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the glowing balls that, you know, I mean, I'll bring them up on screen one more time. Check this out. Bam. Look at those. Look at those balls.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3. Yeah, interesting choice. Cool balls minting now. Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, all good, Mikey. No, yeah, no, you did beautiful, man. Yeah, just the MI just goes a long way. Just so if you're looking for stuff, yeah, it really helps you out. Ooh, nice, Law. Yeah, yeah. Very good. All right, so we are uh, hitting close to time, but I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to show you one more thing. All right. So I showed you I would show you um, how to create a material with texture images. So we're going to do just that very quickly. So for your convenience, if you want to follow along, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you have materials and colors and you're happy and you're proud, definitely go from here and do as you wish. But if you want to go a little further, let's build the material with texture images. All right, so I'm going to give you a link, and I'm going to post it here in the chat. So you know what? I'm going to post it in class resources. So let's do this.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I thought about you. I was
My
like,
German mom.
I need to put this in the right channel before Angie kills me. Let's take a look at the class resources channel. So let me, go here, and you will find this sci-fi panel texture. Yeah, Mikey, if check out the rest of the website. There's a lot of cool stuff here. So there's a lot of free stuff. So again, free. Super cool. A lot of good free resources. But let's download let's see. Oh, is it gonna make me? Oh, I thought I had these. Source files free. Material file. Oof.
Wow, DJ.
Is he cooking? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, man. What the hell? All right, so you might have to create an account to get these free assets, but could be worth it to get some free stuff. So let's do this free sci-fi panel. There we go. I'm gonna come down here, and let's do, I guess you could just do the 4K one. So let's do so if you're watching and you're following along with this, all right, so I'm going to get the albedo. So I got the 4K of that. I'm going to get the normal. So I'm going to do the 4K of that as well. I'm going to get the roughness.
Okay, wait a bit. So that everyone can download it.
Yes. So if you're creating an account, I'll give you a moment to do that, verify your email and stuff. But it's just a pretty good resource for free materials and textures, so you can experiment with. And they're just free. So you don't have to worry too much about anything or try to go find them and buy them in some pack or somewhere. I'm going to grab metallic and then the ambient occlusion. So if anybody's following along and you're curious, I got the albedo, the normal. Look at you, J Dunk. Oh my God. He's so kind. He wrote down exactly what we needed. That's right. Albedo, normal, roughness, metallic, and ambient occlusion. Amazing. Amazing. Um, very cool. Also, I just want to give a special shout out. We've had Figgy in the chat for a minute now. Maybe you've seen him, but you know, my man Figgy showing up in the class. Awesome. Love to see the you know, just the appreciation, the love, hanging out. So, you know, shout out to Figgy and yeah, other side, Yuga, Bored Apes, showing up, showing out. Very cool. Appreciate the love. Figgy, oh, somebody made that into a GIF? No way. That's amazing. Wow. Incredible. Did not know that existed. Yeah, Figgy's here judging all of y'all's artwork, so, you know, y'all better do good.
Yeah. He's watching us.
That's right. Y'all can't behave. Look at y'all. Y'all can't behave. 1-to-1, 1-to-1. All right. So, okay. For those who are following along for this texture part of the course, this will be the last step we'll do. And you know, this will give you an idea of just how to work with the texture images. All right. So, and I'm gonna grab. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna grab one more. Let's see. I'll do that in a sec. I'll do it in a sec. What's the material downloading? So I'm grabbing a sci-fi panel. That is what I'm grabbing. Let's see. Where am I? So sci-fi panel. So I go to free. I scroll down just a little bit, and there's sci-fi panel. If you go to class resources channel, I also linked it there as well. Yeah, that gold texture is nice, huh? This is pretty cool. All right, nice. So class resources will get you the right link to the sci-fi panels. All right, so let's work on this. So yeah, I love gold. Oh, I like that Scrooge McDuck. All right, so I'm gonna bring out another shape. I'm gonna go to add at the top, shapes, cube, bring that cube down. I'm gonna bring this up so it's on my surface here. And then what I'm going to do is in my materials folder, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this sci-fi panel, right? Because that's what we got, sci-fi panel. Ooh, had Unreal crash on me for the first time. You know, Law, it was the weight of that damn thing.
That's the rocket.
Yeah, it was a damn rocket blasting off. Crash and burn. Oh my god. All right, so I made sci-fi panel folder, and I'm going to go inside of it, and I am now going to create another folder. Oop. Oh no. Ooh.
Did it crash for you?
No, oh, it froze for a second. So I'm gonna call this textures, right? I'm gonna go ahead and save my work as well, cause holy
Click
shit!
save, everyone.
Save, everybody save, everybody save. All right, looking good. Okay, so I got my textures folder, so I'm gonna open that. And then I'm going to take those. All right. So let me see. Render pool. Let me go back. Render pool. Gain of count 2. Let's call this resources. All right. Drag this here. All right. So you should have a folder, right? With your textures in it. Right. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these texture images and I'm going to drag them directly into my textures folder, just like this. And you'll see it say importing. Give it a minute. It might say, normal map was normal texture image was imported as a normal map. That's okay. That we do want that actually. Right. So I have
Did
them
it
all
work
here.
for everyone?
Yeah. How we looking, guys? We get the textures and then we have them imported. So again, all I did was I get them in my folder. I highlight them all. 2 textures failed to import. Really? Can you do them one at a time or drag in the ones by themselves that failed to load? Just textures in. Nice. Unknown extension. Okay. So did you? So if you made an account, you'll be able to download them from down here. So it'll say 4K or 2K, whatever you want to download. You'll click the free or the download button. So I think up here had these material files. That won't work. You want to get the just straight images from down below. So if you use this to get them, go down here instead to grab them. Lithira, if you can see this, yeah. Yes, do that and you'll get them. Okay, awesome. All right, let's move quickly. I don't want to overload you guys, but this will be the last thing we'll talk about today. Yeah, no worries, Linkoid. If you have your own texture images, you can use your own texture images. But this is just a quick way to get you all of like these nice appropriate textures, so that you could use for just as an example. So now I'm gonna go back to my sci-fi panel folder, and I'm gonna make a new material, and I'm gonna call this, material sci-fi panel. All right. I'm going to open my material. Just the same way we created that other material, we're going to do something similar. But the other route, we're using sort of this procedural method, meaning we're just using the engine to create the colors, the roughness, the metallic, and all that good stuff. But we have textures now. So let's use that to build up our material, right? So I can just click and hold shift and click the last one. So I can select individual ones or whatever, but I'm going to collect all of them and I'm just going to drag them into my material graph right here. All right. So I'm going to make this bigger now. All right. And I'm going to separate them a bit because they're all jumbled up. Let's separate them and we'll make sense of them here. All right. So, okay. Again, oops. Let me make this bigger. All right. Again, all I did was I had my textures in my folder. I selected all of them and I just dragged them out into my graph here. And now I have them in my scene here. So if I click on them, I can see the name of the texture on the left here in the details panel. This one is albedo. This one is ambient occlusion. This one is metallic. This one is my normal, right? We saw that. And then this one is roughness. So I'm going to get them in order here a bit because I know my color's here. My metallic is here. My roughness is here. Then I get my normal. And then the ambient occlusion is last down here. Can you only tell which are because they were named properly? Yeah, sort of, Linkoid. If they're not named, like this is just texture number 1, number 2. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a lot of trouble. Or if you've been doing this long enough, you just know that a normal map looks like this. Or you just know that a roughness map looks kind of like this. A metallic map is usually a hard black and white or some gradients of like gray. And then albedo is just another word for base color. I don't know. There's albedo, base color, diffuse. There's a couple of different words, but for this sake, they called this one an albedo, which is just base color. So if I connect my base color there, look at that. Already, you can see that cool sci-fi panel color come through. But there's more, right? There's more detail to this. So let's make it look metallic. All of a sudden, here, look, there's this little gray spots that are now shiny metal. And that's represented right here in the texture. So the texture, the white spots, says that shininess is, full shininess. Black is 0. So off and on, right? Black is 0, white is 1. So if it's white, it means full shininess. If it's black, it means no shininess or no metallic. So we're moving on to roughness. Same thing with the roughness channel or the roughness texture. It's going to kind of saying the same thing. Grays are somewhere in between a 0 and a 1. Complete white is 1. Complete black is 0. But most of this is kind of gray. So it's telling me that this is a bit, has some dark areas and then some areas that are not so shiny. So a gradient, right? So some areas are shiny, some areas are not so shiny. That's basically what it's telling me. It's almost like this is like math. I know it's an image and it's black and white, but it's almost like you're telling the material like, hey, this is 0 right here and this is 1. And wherever it's gray is somewhere in between a 0 and a 1. So this is all number information. And since this is all number information, to be honest, you don't even need RGB. You can just pull from one of these single channels and it would still do the same thing. And the reason for that is because if we look at this, one channel, when you turn off all the other colors, it's still black and white. We only need one channel for black and white information. I can't open the files for the texture. So these are TIFF files. Are you opening them outside of Unreal or in Unreal? They're not opening. Gold balls. Nice, J Dunk. Yeah. Strong gold balls. Yeah, so TIFF files are not, I don't know, you'll need something like I don't know if you need a special image viewer to open them, but you can open up Photoshop and view them in there, if that helps. But in Unreal, you should be able to view them. All right, so now let's keep looking. So we have color, we have a metallic, and we have the roughness. So it's telling us how shiny this thing is, how rough it is, and the look and the color of it. But it looks very smooth and flat, right? Like it doesn't look dimensional at all. That's where a normal map comes in. A normal map tells us 3D information. Look at this. Doesn't this look kind of 3D already? It's telling us where the shadows are and the shading and the way things indent and go in and out. It's kind of interesting, right? It's using these kind of a strange color setup to tell us, hey, there's some 3D information on the surface of this object or the surface of this texture. So let's do that. Let's plug in the normal into here. And now check this out. Let's go to the box. Now you can see there's a bit of indentation on the surface of this. It almost looks a little bit 3D now. Now it looks like there's a little crevice here, but there's really not. It's just 3D information tricking our brains into thinking that there's something really there when there's really not. Yeah, so this is all free, man. So dig into that website. And honestly, these normal maps will be way more apparent on probably some other ones. So, go through the site here and look at this space blanket fold one, this rock right here, muddy sand. When you put the normal map on this,
yes.
yeah, it's going to go crazy. It's gonna look flat and like a ball, and then you drop the normal on there, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, what the hell? Like, where did all this 3D information come from?" Look at this
This is
rock.
all for free.
This is all free. Yep, yep. Textures.com. What in the mud? Yeah, leather. This rock cliff. This is all so good, you know. So, all right, let's go back. All right, and then lastly, ambient occlusion is like kind of plays with the shadows and like lighting. It adds a bit of shadows. So maybe not so apparent here, but let's give it a try. A little bit in the outer edges. So like anytime there's like the normal map is like kind of deep or there's like a crevice or something, the ambient occlusion will kind of help point it out. Like you see these little circles? Like stare at these circles for a moment and like let's see what happens when I put the ambient occlusion back on it. All right, so I'm going to go back. You see how there's a shadow in there now? Now it looks deep, right? Like it looks perforated. Like there's little holes in it now. All right, so I'm going to save this. Yeah, it stands out. Yep, yep. I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to go to my sci-fi panel material. I'm going to drop it on this box. There we go. Now TJ can do a sci-fi level with his neon lighting, you know?
Oh, teacher.
Yeah. Look at that. So now you can, you know, copy this sucker and, you know, copy it over. So, one last thing I'm going to try here. Just the way we did material instances with parameters, you could do the same thing. So I can convert this to a parameter. So we'll call this base color. Parameter here, I'm going to call this metallic. Parameter here, I'm going to call this roughness. Parameter on the normal, I'm going to call this normal. And then right click on the ambient occlusion and call this, I'm just gonna call this AO because I'm being very lazy right now. I'm gonna save it. And then
Right now?
every day, every day I'm lazy. So I'm gonna pull up something called MF tiling. And then I'm gonna connect these to the UVs. I know I'm moving kind of quick here. This is all getting a little bit more advanced, so you don't have to pay attention to this if you're done and you're good and you're feeling all right. But I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to go...
Wait a second, Quark has a
Oh,
question.
if you want this on a wall panel, it gets squished on the small sides of the wall. Is there a way to get it to only apply to one side of the cube? That's going to be with like... Well, what I'm doing here will help, but yeah, you're going to have to like probably mess with the material ID and like set it apart. But what I'm doing here might help you, Croc, but like I said, all the UVs are attached, so it's going to affect everything, what I'm doing here. But you could try to set a different material ID so that the sides are not getting compressed or moving with the texture you currently have on it. And so basically you're attaching two materials onto the object, because other than that you'd basically have to do a wall like in Blender and unwrap it correctly, the UVs, so that if you're putting it on one texture image, it's all being stretched correctly. But inside of Unreal, you're gonna have a little bit more of a trouble because the asset is just inside the engine. But let's take a look at this MF tiling. So after I set this up, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go back here to my content drawer. I'm gonna go to my sci-fi panel folder. I'm going to right click on my sci-fi panel material and I'm going to do an instance. So let's call this MI sci-fi panel 01. I'm going to open it. I'm going to bring this down. Oh, I'm going to close these. I don't need these anymore. I'm going to close that. Now let's take a look at this box here. And that MF tiling that I did, it appears in our instance of it, right? So here's also the instancing of all those parameters I made. So just like the way we did that we can adjust an instance, we could do the same thing with this. So if you have different textures, you could literally drag those textures and replace them. So suddenly JDunk had the gold textures. Well, now you can put the gold textures and replace them all here. Replace the ambient occlusion with the gold one. Replace the base color with the gold base color. Replace the metallic with the metallic texture for the gold one. So you can literally have one master material, right? So I can call this, well, let me close this, sorry. So I can right click and go to rename. So I'm going to rename this to MM, and just honestly, I could just call this MM master material. Just call it like a parents or something for now. Something you can name it something better. But now this one master material, you already did all the work. Yeah, one master but many textures, exactly. So I did the work here. Now I have the instance of it. So now if I want this to look like gold, I can just replace them all here with images that I have in my textures folder. And so you have the roughness, you have the normal, the metallic, the ambient occlusion, and the base color or albedo. And you just drag and drop them right in here. Just like that. You know? Albedo goes to base color, metallic goes to metallic. And you keep going. And you can come back here, right click on the parent, create another instance and do another one. So you can have like something else from the website. You know, you can have the gold, you can have the floor, the rocks, anything, you know, you can just start adding it into there. And now if we have this tiling and offset though, check this out. I'm moving the texture, right? Oops. I'm moving the texture along the surface. You see that? It's squashing it, making it smaller. So Croc, you know, you can mess with this and get the tiling, you know, correct on your thing. So let's like make this super small. Let's go like 3 and 3 and I save it. And I'm gonna drop the instance onto this object. Now look at that. So I just squished the material, so I can make this even smaller. And now it's being represented here. All right. And then I go back to 1, normal, save, and there we go. Now we're back. What were the final setup steps in the parent? So I right clicked and searched for MF underscore tiling. Just click on the first one that appears. There's I don't know why there's a bunch. It looks like this. And then attach this to UVs on each texture all the way. And once you're done, you just hit save and apply on the master. Then you go and you right click on the master, make an instance. And then your instance will have this tiling offset information inside of it. So this will be inside of your instance, the child of the parent. And so then you just drag this instance material onto your object, and now you can tile it. Don't download the SB. I think it's like a substance thing. I think. Don't download that one, TJ. Go scroll down further. Go down and don't get these here. Grab these down here. And you need albedo, normal, roughness, metallic, and ambient occlusion. You don't have to get the height map. Yep, there you go, J-Dunk. Thank you. But yeah, download them from down here instead. And you could do 2K to 4K. It's up to you. Okay. All right. I think I've fried y'all's brains enough for today. But is there, all right, so where are we at? Any final questions? Does the texture images make sense? Does the scaling make sense that I created? The XY scaling with the MF tiling? I know. So again, if you're having fun just with the glowing materials, cool, good. You know, congratulations. You know, that's good enough. You made an instance of it to make variety. Hey, even better. You made a sci-fi panel with texture images. Okay, sweet. You know, even cooler. But there's some different levels of complexity with materials here. So I hope these were, you know, good enough to give you a head start on, you know, just making a variety of materials for your environment. So again, you can make simple procedural colors just using the nodes here. Let's save it. Right? You could do just all procedural stuff. We didn't do anything from the outside. Or and then from there, you did instances from that master material. Hey, my dead friends. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Let's go. That's sick. Nice, nice, nice. Right? You can do instances if you want a variety of things in your experience, but you want to do optimization. Think about the material instance from that parent. But if you want to use textures, you can. And you can also make instances of the ones with the texture images and just follow through with that. Now you can have a bunch of these and they can all be created with textures. Yeah. So same thing. All right. So we are hitting over 2 hours, guys. I am going to start rounding this out. We did want to do a giveaway with the badge that was claimed, and we want to give away also the badge for today. So let's do that.
Let's do the raffle first.
Okay, I will
I
get
would say the code one last time for the
Oh, you are so
first day
kind.
badge.
You are so kind.
Yeah, I know. What was the code?
Ooh. Render Unreal.
Render Unreal.
No, Law. No, that is not the code. Don't type that. Okay, so let's do the render. So this is my first time doing a raffle on OS Wiki, so bear with me as I figure this out. We're doing 350 ApeCoin was what we're giving away, which is around $50. And we're doing it for Gained of Camp Day 1. Let's have a link social account. I don't know if everyone has a link social account, so maybe I'll just not do that. Nice. Cool, Linkoid. How y'all feeling, guys? This is an okay course, huh? How y'all feeling? Is this all right? Overwhelming? It was a lot, I know. I said in the beginning this would be a lot, but I hope this was useful to some. Different levels, right? We did a simple material. We did instances. We did, texture-based materials as well. So, yeah, super useful. Okay, love it. ASMR for creative learning. Okay, nice. Great course. I learned so much. My head hurts. It's good. Cool. Thanks, Sven. Love you, brother. Appreciate the assistance here and hanging out. Appreciate you so much. Great course. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Perfect. 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 I felt like drinking from a fire hydrant. Yeah. 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 It can feel that way a little bit. Yeah. Already seeing your post. Yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, and remember, guys, please, if you did something fun here today, if you did something creative and cool, tag Angie, tag me, tag the render pool, tag ApeCoin. Please, please, like, yeah, just show some love on the timeline. Let us know what you worked on, so that we can share it with everybody. We can show, what you guys have been working on, what you've been building. It'll give us a chance to know what we're doing right, so we can keep the classes going. We really want to know the progress that you got going, so we can, let the, people on the other side know that, like, hey, there's a lot of hungry developers. There's a lot of hungry new developers who are wanting to build for other side. This is the key. This is the way to do it. So, show up and, show out, share your work, let people know what you got going on. Let them know what you learned in the render pool today. So, very cool.
Okay. We raffle now the first batch.
Okay. All right. So we're good to go. So I'm going to run the raffle now. So we have the render pool game dev camp day 1 badge inserted here. We have over 53 badges claimed. So someone here is going to win 358 coin, which we will give to the lucky winner. So, all right. All right. I've never done this before, so I hope this works out okay. All right. So it just says here there's only one winner. So we're picking one winner. I'm not doing any sort of verification at the moment because I don't know how many. OS Wiki is still kind of new, so I don't know how many people have connected to it completely. But if you're in the community, you claim the badge, that's enough. So I'm going to hit this button here and let's hope we get a result. All right, so we're running the raffle now. Oh, yo. Okay, so that was quick. One winner, MX. Holy shit.
MX. Congratulations.
Yeah, nice, nice. I don't know if MX is in the chat here somewhere. I don't see them as I'm looking around. But yeah.
He is the audience.
Oh, he is? Okay, okay, okay. Nice. All right. Sick. So
MX, I will give you a wall and take you in a special.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we can communicate. Make sure you got your reward. Give us a moment here, and we'll send out the reward. But yeah, so basically we'll run the raffles here at the end of each class, so we can pick winners. So we'll give out the code here in a moment, and for today's class. And next class, we'll pick a winner for that badge, right? So this will give us some time to make sure everybody's claimed. Also, people who are watching back on YouTube, they give them a chance to watch the lesson, do their thing and be able to claim the badge as well. So. All right. Cool. Looking good. All right. Congrats again, MX. Super cool. Thanks so much for participating, for hanging out. Yeah, man. So look at that. You come here, you listen to me yap for 2 hours. You listen to Angie ban people and banter in the chat with me. You listen to Spend and Loss, show up and show out for ApeCoin, and then you learn a little bit in Unreal. So yeah, love it, and you win, you win a little something. Okay, so all right, so you got Unreal here. So all right, so I'm gonna save my fork here on this file. like a wiener. All right, guys, we are gonna close this off now because we've also held hostage the ApeCoin team for quite a long time. They are busy, so we're gonna let them go. We appreciate them hanging around. So no pressure, guys. If you do have to leave at some point, we appreciate you hanging out. But we won't get offended.
Yes.
Oh, he's gone. Spen to go. He's like, you know what? I'm out
Oh.
of here.
I
Okay,
left 2
bye.
hours ago. You guys didn't even notice.
No.
That was great to meet you.
Oh,
Yes, I noticed that.
No, wait. My mic wasn't working. I said you didn't
Nah,
hold
I
us long
saw
enough.
that. I saw that. I saw that.
Sorry, no, Mike.
Yeah. He said no mic today. Sorry about that. Nah, but for real though.
Yes, we
mm,
have a code for today.
Yep.
Yep.
Good code.
Good code, man. This was a great session. I did see Figgy even hop in here, man.
Yeah.
Tropical, you are an amazing teacher, man. You really know how to
Aw.
articulate these things here to for someone even as simple of an ape as me to be able to understand. So
Aw.
there's a few times I was like, okay, this is very digestible. So it's been great, man. Keep
Nice.
pressing it.
Dude, that's super good to know, man. Thanks. I definitely trying to look out for everyone, make sure everybody follows along. Like I said earlier, me and Angie wanted people to really retain information. So, she was slowing me down. She was looking for questions. We don't want this just to be some, vomiting, information vomit, and then people walk away with like, stuffed brains, not knowing what to do next. So, I hope this was digestible for everyone. So, super, super cool.
Okay, the
Let's
code.
go render pool on top. What's the code, Angie?
There we
Let's
go. There we go.
The code is render texture.
Yeah. Go get that. Go get that.
Also on the Ape Chain calendar.
Oh yeah. There's the calendar as well. Let's go.
Yes.
Lincoln,
No, we
great
had
teacher with the worst.
beautiful and great students.
Gma, the badge will be open for 2 days.
2 days,
No,
not
1
midnight. Ignore me. Wait, what? 1 day.
One day. Yeah,
it's 1
because
day.
we cannot change it.
At the
cannot change it
moment, so
any-
it's 24 hours right now. So take your time. The code will be here. The link will be here. So yeah, 24
And the
hours.
first batch was until midnight, but we already raffled it.
Yeah, the prize for badge 1 has been raffled off. That's what we just did, but you can still claim badge 2 for today and be in the raffle for next week.
Yeah, congrats to MX. I think MX won that raffle, right?
He
Some
did.
wins
Yes.
everything, bro.
He did. I
Rigged.
know. I know. What is going on? It's that coda, bro. It's that coda. Coda luck. Coda
Got the
magic.
lucky
Yeah.
coda, bro.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for another great session, dude. Super excited for next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are following the Render Pools YouTube. Give the video a like, man. Let's show us some love up there.
Yeah.
We know some people are gonna double back on that. They couldn't make it, whether it's work day or other responsibilities. So appreciate everyone that's came by. It's been amazing to see so many familiar faces come in here.
Yep. And appreciate y'all both. Thanks so much.
Have a great code. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
proud of you all.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Keep going.
Oh no,
Go
just saying just saying thanks to the ApeCoin team again for the reward.
Yes.
The ApeCoin handout. So again, if you're claiming badges, you're on your way to another deed raffle. So be a part of that for sure. Don't miss out, guys. Don't miss out. But let's as people are claiming, we'll get some final words. Lost if you're there. Thanks so much to you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out and for taking part in this, man. So super cool to have some support up here.
Yeah, 100%. Once again, you guys hosted a great session. I did have to check out for a bit of it, but seeing the community come in here and be able to tackle some of these obstacles and be able to create obstacles, learning things that they can actually use. learning to create in the other side. It doesn't feel like it, maybe it doesn't look like it, but this is the foundation. So yeah, super proud of the group. I think there's like 40, 50 people in here, hungry. The community's hungry to learn. So, great stuff.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Sick. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. This is definitely a foundation for building for other side. I mean, hey, this is Unreal Engine. You know, this is what the ODK looks like when you first enter it. Obviously, the ODK has a lot of technical stuff in the engine for like networking capabilities. That's what allows for hundreds to thousands of players in a single server. So the ODK has a special networking stack inside of it that you can use in your complex blueprints building and game development and dev side. But the art side and when you enter the ODK, it looks pretty much like this. There's not a big difference in the art side. So if you're interested in building art for other side, if you're interested in building games for other side, I mean, this is a very big foundation of it. So yeah, what you're learning here, if you get ODK access, it'll feel quite familiar, to that. So we want to push you in the right direction. And if you're trying to build, this is the way to go about it. All right. So Angie's got the code and the links one more time. So please, please, please,
Please don't miss it.
don't miss it. Get
It's
it now.
important. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give ODK.
Stack, brother, you've been doing really good, Stack. I got my eye on you, bro. Yeah, you're doing amazing.
He's watching you.
So, okay, Law, homework for this week. Don't stop on your platformer experience.
Make it colorful.
Make it colorful. Make it colorful. So just keep combining what you're learning, right? So you added shapes in the first lesson and you learned how to maneuver the editor. Keep building on your platformer, but now you have the power to create materials. Add some color. So Onizanza had an amazing build. I'd love to see some color on it, just, for the hell of it, just to like design it more. Go to textures.com. Did I close it? Oh, no, I didn't close it. It's right here. Download some textures. You know how to make materials now with textures. Go to this website and, download some textures and give a look to your environment. Those boxes that are there, throw some brick on the floor, throw some wood on the walls, build it up. Have fun with it. Don't worry about aesthetics. It's okay. Don't try to be perfect or something's not matching. It's all good, right? You don't have, usually games, they have like a person working on textures, a person working on materials, and everything's usually matching. But, for us, we're just having fun. So just download what you think works with your build and just push it, So like TJ, I could see the emissive colors really going to work here. So he could use glowing textures. Maybe he could use a sci-fi panel, right? There's like a bunch of brick textures here. Look at that. Pretty cool. There's glass if you want to do sort of like a building or something. There's some different glass textures. Floors here. So there's all kinds of cobblestone, brick floors. Maybe it's an outdoor environment. So mossy medieval stone. Hannah had some outdoor environment. So this like mossy stone could work for her experience. Plaster and plastic. Maybe you're in a factory or, get creative with it, right? Maybe there's like pipes and you're in a factory. Well, you could create a metallic texture and create some pipes. Law, no, you did not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm so distracted by that. Get some, get creative with the textures and materials that you have and lean into it to create a narrative with your environment. So do that. So keep pushing the platformer game that you built, but now add materials and textures and color and lights to your environment to really build it up and make it look interesting. Okay. And next week, we'll talk about landscapes. So you'll create an interesting ground for your experience. And when you do, you'll notice that your build will get even more interesting. All of a sudden, you have a ground with grass, or something like like natural like that, organic, and you can have hills, and it'll wind up and down, or you can even do a cave or something. So let's focus on landscapes next week, and this will really kind of push your experience into another level. Because for right now, we have a flat ground, and we'll tell you didn't. So right now we just have shapes that allow us to elevate and go up, right? So let's use landscapes next week as a way to create elevation and scale, like verticality, to our environments. So that's what we'll do next week. Landscapes, right?
That's
So
my favorite.
landscapes are
No.
fun, super fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Well,
also for me, it's frustrating
it,
because I'm trying and I don't like it, and I delete it again and trying again. Or
it can get frustrating. It can get pretty
yeah,
frustrating. But we'll keep it simple though. I promise. We'll create a landscape texture. We'll throw some grass down. And if we have time, we'll do foliage and paint some actual grass meshes onto our landscape. But we'll see what we have time for, because these classes keep getting longer and longer.
two
Trying.
and a half. No.
I know. I know. Landscapes are definitely fun. Go follow My Dead Friends. I'm sure most of you do, but go check out his work. He's been doing a lot
He's
of
good at it.
landscape.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Super good. Ground painting. Yeah, Hannah, I will show you how to do landscape brushes. So I don't know if you know how to do that yet. Maybe you do, but we can definitely tap into some brushes for sure. Oh Lord, no, you did not say that. Oh my God. Get this man out of here. Get this man out of here. Yeah, man, MDF cooking, bro.
Amazing.
Okay, how we feeling? We're gonna get out of here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think,
Time for
Angie?
free time.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
How do you
close it.
how'd you feel about the class today? Like it was
It
good.
was amazing. It was long.
Mm.
I guess some people got tired. Me too sometimes. But yeah, it was good. I'm proud of you all. You
Mm.
did very, very. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I agree. Very proud of all of you. Super cool. Thanks for showing up to the Render Pool Game Dev Camp. This is day 2. Materials covered. We had intro to Unreal covered on day 1. Day 3 will be landscapes. Day 4 will be world building. So we'll take everything we learned and we'll assemble an environment. I'll show you how to do that. And we do have a little base asset kit that I'll show you that we'll grab from a website. And it'll be a kind of a cute, simple little asset kit that we can download and build an environment together. We'll do that on day 4, and we can all build with the same asset kit, just to show you how it works, right? So we understand materials, we understand how to move to the editor, we'll understand landscapes soon enough, and then on the day 4, we'll download this little asset kit for a platformer game. We'll rebuild what we did using this asset kit, and it'll be fun, and we'll have that environment art competition using that kit. So we want to see the coolest platformer out there, right? So it'll be
And
3.
then
Mm-hmm.
and then we leave you alone for the contest.
Yes, so you'll go away for a week, right? Day 4 will finish.
And the congratulation.
Mm-hmm.
Or how you call it.
Like a
I cannot spell it.
graduation. You got it.
You know what I mean.
We'll congratulate them on their graduation. Absolutely. So so day 5 we'll come back and look at everybody's work, and we'll do a show and tell, and then we'll deliberate for a day or so and pick some winners for 3 different categories of beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And so, day 4 again, we'll give you a little asset kit to go build with. We'll let you go for a week, You do your homework of putting together a little cool platformer. There's more assets on that website you can download, so I'll show it to you then. But I don't want to overwhelm you right now. Let's just keep working with what you got right now, and keep adding to your platformer. Give it some color, some lighting, some texture, and then we'll come back next week and do a ground for it that your character can walk on. So make it more organic and stuff. So it'll be good.
Yes, and please share your stuff on Twitter, like Laura said.
Mm.
Show what you are doing. Talk about the game dev camp. Yeah, tell everyone what we are doing.
Yep. And make sure tag Angie, tag Renderpool, tag me, tag ApeCoin. Let us know. All right. Let us know you're having fun and you're
And
building.
lost.
Yeah. Spend and Lost in the ApeCoin team. Give us a tag and yeah, share your work with everybody. But cool. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks so
free.
much. Yeah, class is out. Go run into the playground.
Beep. You need the bell.
Yeah.
You need a bell.
The buzzer, the bell. Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. You're free to go, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, legends. Render pool on top. Thank you, everyone that came out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Ape chain on
Lost friend.
top.
Ape chain on top.
Ape
chain on top.
Bye bye.
See you guys. All right, I'm gonna end it here. Appreciate everybody. Bye bye.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Time to wrap it up. All right. See ya. Bye bye.